Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We're back here on Elm Creek with Grober Games. So last episode we ended up getting our sunflowers sown and they're starting to take off a little bit now. They're starting to grow in real nicely and we gotta get them some nitrogen supplied since they're starting to use some up in their growth cycle. Right now we're on our way to the spinnery. We're going to drop off all the wool we have. We're going to pick up all the fabric we got because it's reached its perfect sell point for us right now, like 37, 38-ish hundred per 1,000 liters. So we're gonna cash out on that while we can this morning. One of the other things we'll be taking care of today is that we're gonna get our sorghum planted in our last field for the season. Swing it in here like so. Maybe. There we go. No, we're just gonna pull up here like so. That's kind of the plan right now. Actually, I wonder. Let's go markets. So, yeah, you know what? We're gonna sell it. 37.21. That's a pretty dang good price, I think. So we're gonna get all this stuff loaded quickly here, as quick as we can, I guess I should say. Now, it looks like we're starting to sit pretty good on how much wool we're sending in right now. We actually might get to the point where we have a little too much wool. So between both our barns producing, but you know what? At least we'll have a little bit too much rather than not enough. The only issue is that I'm not sure what we'll be doing with our excess wool. I wonder if there's a little shop I can buy or pick up and open up ourselves to start selling some of our extra wool that we have. But right now, we'll worry about one thing at a time, because we are still like running off very few fields. Oh, went flying there for a second. We are still that's still flying. We are still running off of very like minimalist fields for ourselves. I would like to change that, but my issue is that I keep seeing all these good deals. I'm doing quotes in the air right now, and I just feel like I need to spend the money on them when I have the chance. And you know, I think the spinnery was probably one of their better investments, because we are making a lot of money off it right now. Especially since we were able to cash out on one of our neighbors, helping our neighbors with their cotton, and basically them filling up our spinnery for us, and now we're going to be able to make a profit off it because of their ability to profit off their cotton, so to speak. It's kind of weird how that situation worked out, but it does make sense because there was actually no other sell point on the map to take the cotton to, unfortunately. Which is probably a little bit of an oversight, since there's not really a more... Apparently I'm blocking the path. Person's just standing there admiring the power wagon right now. I don't blame him. It's a nice truck. I would want one too in real life if I could afford it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I feel like it was kind of oversight by Giants. I feel that, and this just goes in general, I feel like all maps should at least have 2 points of sale. And they should like make it somewhat competitive, or like saying, oh, this one will be able to afford to buy it for at a higher price versus this one last year couldn't, type thing. Because one thing I've noticed, like most of our grain from this playthrough has gone to Goldcrest. Almost all of it's exclusively gone to Goldcrest, to be honest with you. Just because Goldcrest is just always offered a lot better pricing compared to everything else. Which is kind of unfortunate, because it kind of loses its immersion when you're just always selling it to the same sell point. But when you when you're profiting so much better from one sell point versus another, it's kind of hard not to type thing. So fire this up and get out of their way. So we have 1,700 liters worth of fabric right now. And we're gonna cash out pretty big on this load here. Going wide here. So we'll go get all this fabric sold, and we'll see where we're sitting at for money, because I am determined this season to buy another field. And I'm refusing to buy any other upgrades and such, but for the most part right now, we're sitting. The only thing we will be buying is obviously the row crop header for the combine. And I cannot, for some reason I thought I found one somewhere before where you can like have the Ziegler head where you can color code it to the colors you want it, but I couldn't find it. So maybe I was just imagining things too. That tends to happen once in a while. But we're gonna haul this load in, and then we're gonna bring out the 48. We're gonna get our sorghum sown today. Then we'll hop in the class and get the fertilizer spread on all the sunflowers. And then we'll probably get the drill put away for the day. And we'll probably get out the sprayer so that way we can get all the weeds sprayed on the sunflowers as well. Get those all taken care of right away. Let's back this up on down there. Get this unloaded. Oh. Not the straightest, but you know what? We're making it work right now. We got a little over 42 grand there for about a little over half a load. Gotta get out of the sell point there. $101,000. So let's look here quick. I kind of already looked at the used market. There's nothing spectacular there for us either. Let's say how close. Huh, that's new. $159,000 per hectare. Okay, so it's telling you essentially what you're paying per hectare now, which is actually a really cool feature to have. None of these fields are too terribly great. That 43 ain't that bad. I wonder if 43 is planted. Let's look, see. 43 is planted with sugar beets right now. Field 50 is not. I wonder how much are eggs going for? $870 per 1,000 liters. So probably like the absolute worst they could be doing. I would like to get field 50 right away. And then we could plant what we want in it. But we would also have to invest into getting it soil sampled as well. Let me think here. And we already sold our disc harrow off, so we can't use that for a little extra boost. So, but field 50 has got the better yielding soil. And it's got about 1.5 hectare to it. So let's think here for a second. Beans are only gonna get about 13,000. Do I just bite the bullet and take all the eggs we have in and see what we get? I think that's what we're gonna do here quick. Get this trailer unhooked here and we'll throw all the eggs in the back end of the truck. Back this up here. Let's get at least as close as we can to the sheep pen. I'll unhook that. I feel like it's gonna be tight. I feel like if we're gonna want to do it, we're gonna have to sell our beans. Beans are a little bit earlier than I want to too. But if we do that, we can plant sorghum in both fields. Oh, no, I'm not awkwardly caught on the truck tailgate here. So the reason I rather buy our own, I rather buy the field before it gets planted, just because that way we can do what we want with it type thing. We don't have to sit here and wait and see, well, all of a sudden they're planting sugar beet in it. Now we're stuck with harvesting sugar beet out of it type thing. Granted, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I would literally have to rent all the equipment to harvest sugar beet. Oh, we're gonna throw that partial one in. Oh, on here as well. Maybe. See here, get this to sit on there, right? There we go. We'll throw these last few hundred liters of eggs on there. Grab that. Hop into the truck. Now, who was the highest? I never looked. Fast food, the bakery is, so that's just a little further down the road. So we'll haul these over there quick and we'll see what we're sitting at. So the other thing too is if we buy that field, we're gonna need, besides soil sampling, we'll probably need alignment, I'm guessing. I wonder, actually. The other thing we could probably pick up too is a few contracts, maybe. And there's not a lot of those out there either. Field 70 would be the only one, but that'd take us quite a while to do. That's that massive field. It'd probably be more like 15 grand. Oh, the sell point's here. But it might be the smarter play for us. Yeah, so we only got $7,000 from that. So, what we might do, soybeans, sugar beets. So you know what? We're gonna bite the bullet. We're gonna take that 20-ish grand contract. Leave the truck there at the bakery for now. And we're gonna get this started, and then we'll hire Tuttle to do it after we get the outside rows done. My question is, I think we'll need at least 4 bags. Back up to it here. I hope this holds more than 1,000. Yeah, it does. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the big portion of it's for all the dry fertilizer. But we're gonna get this I think this is what we're gonna do instead. Well, I just forget that the newer style tractors got a different style beacons on them. It's just so weird. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go do the one contract for Field 70. We're gonna get the outside passes at least done. We'll get all the seed bags loaded up in the truck, so that way we have the truck sitting over there. And then once we get the headlands done, we'll set up Tuttle to finish it out for us. And then by that point, we should have more than enough money to buy Field 50. And we should be able to afford soil sampling. At least I hope so. That's the plan. And we'll try to get that line this episode. And we're going to get... And while Tuttle's doing this, we're going to get started and getting the sorghum sown in the other field. So that's the plan right now. We're going to get another piece of ground. Oh, before I forget, the seed switched over. We'll get another piece of ground established for us. Maybe. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with sorghum for now. We actually got quite a bit to do this month. I'm not sure how fast we'll be able to get it done. We'll have to see, because we already wasted quite a bit of the day away getting all our products sold. So, but we're gonna jump in the time lapse here, and we'll see you guys at the end of this. All right, everyone. I think we're gonna be wrapping it up here today. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer episode, just because we had so much to do, and I really was gunning and getting us another field added to our operation, and you know we're sitting pretty good now. I feel like, granted, we're going full no-till. We're working on our environmental score to keep everything, keep our income bumping up, keep bumping up our income slowly. One of the other things, if you notice, I went into the menu and I decided I turned off field stones. They're still appearing up, but I think they'll disappear in the next episode. And the reason is that basically that I kind of talked about it in the No Man's Land, but this episode will air before the explanation behind it. But basically, I just don't feel like the fieldstone thing was executed properly, and I'm just tired of dealing with it overall. I haven't dealt with it too much in this series, but in the other series I dealt with it for a good amount, like buying a roller to roll in the small stones, but then there were quite a few times where I had to go out and pick a lot of larger stones, and it's just a very tedious thing. And like I said, I'm glad Giants try to get out there and do something new, but I just find it a little too tedious to do. And in the long run of things, in reality, yes, picking rocks is not a fun task. It's just not a good task. It's a task that has to be done, but it's not enjoyable to do, such as everything else, so to speak. But I'm just gonna have it turned off, especially since it's such a time-consuming thing to begin with, even in game too. But this is where we're gonna wrap it up today. So if you guys enjoyed the episode today, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so you can stay up to date to the latest series. Above all else, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and most of all, thanks for watching.